Good afternoon and welcome to the Wrestling Report. My name as always is Stephen Fairbairn and I am here today with, for the second time on the show in a very short space of time, but thank them for coming on. We have Dagon, or otherwise known as John, and for the first time on the show we have Persona, otherwise known as Joe. For the sake of this, I'll call you your real names. I said this to you last time, it's just easier. So as I said, just off camera there, John, if you don't mind, just give me a few minutes. I'm just going to go over a few things with Joe, and then we'll move on to yourself, because we've got a fair bit to talk about, I think, haven't we? You know what I mean? It's a lot's happened since the last show. If anybody doesn't know, we recorded a show before what, as it turned out to be, was John's final match, and what a match it was, but we'll come to that. So yeah, Joe, obviously you wrestle as Persona.
Yep.
You wrestle for the IWF. You are currently now, excuse me, what's the title called you currently hold?
Oh, I didn't bring it.
Oh crap, I am going to get you to tell. Didn't worry about that. What is the title?
Sovereign Shield Champion.
Sovereign Shield Champion. So there you go. Sorry again, I'm new to this promotion, so apologies. I'm still learning. But no, how old were you when you got into wrestling? Were you into wrestling as a child, and how did you do it?
So I started wrestling when I was 12. I'm now 23.
It's crazy.
It's a long time. But no, I've been into wrestling since I can remember. Like, I don't remember when I wasn't. It's very strange.
Right.
My mum got us into it very young. My brother used to be into it loads, but obviously he grew up out wrestling and decided that MMA is real and wrestling's not. So
Yeah, MMA is not as fun anymore though. I used to be
but
big into that.
he's still into wrestling. Like, you'll watch like some of the big pay-per-views,
Right.
and like he'll send us a message every now and again saying like, "Oh, you've seen how fast Braun Breaker runs the ropes and that?" I'm like, "Can he quit?" Like,
Yeah.
or like, "You've seen how good a whip he is?" I'm like, I watch it like weekly.
No, we never miss it.
This isn't new to me. But my mum got us into it, and then here we are, many years later.
It's crazy that, because there's a few people I've had on here have said that the parents got into it. My parents hated wrestling. So my mum still does. She's 67 years old, I think she is now, and she could not care less. I mean, I tell her I'm doing this, and she's just like, "Oh, okay," couldn't care, not bothered in the slightest. So I mean, in terms of wrestling, how did you, or when did you decide? I mean, I guess when you were a kid, you probably always wanted to do it. I know I did. I never had the physical acumen to do it. But did you just think, one day, I'm going to go and try and do this, or did you know somebody who was already doing it that got you into it? Or
So obviously I was like 12 when I started, and I thought that like the only wrestling thing that existed was WWE.
I was kind of like that when I was a kid.
I didn't know that any other, like, aside from like WCW and ECW.
Yeah.
I didn't think any other thing existed, so I didn't know that TNA was a thing.
Right.
Japan Pro Wrestling was a thing. I just thought WWE was like...
It was like the be all and end all kind
wrestling.
of thing. Yeah.
So then one day, like, my mum just woke us up at like 6 in the morning. Like, I thought I was gonna like die or something. But it was like she woke us up like this massive panic, and I was like, "What's going on?" And she like had her phone in her hand. She was like, "There's a wrestling school you can get to down the street." I was like, "What?" And she was like, "You can go learn how to wrestle like 5 minutes away." And I was like, "Can you?" And then like we went there. I thought it was Crackdown when I first went, because like it was this like, it was in like an MMA gym,
Right.
but the wrestling part was upstairs.
Right.
So we went
Okay.
upstairs, and there was like a room that was like smaller than this, which had like a crash mat and like 10 men there.
So you learned to wrestle in a room this like smaller than what we're in
When
now.
I first started learning, it was like just a crash mat.
Jesus Christ! Right. Okay.
Very thin space for like a line next to the crash mat where you'd line up before you do something.
Bloody hell.
And there was just a windowsill that was just full of monsters, and like the room stunk of like sweat, because like obviously no one was wearing shoes, like everyone was in their socks, and there was like a pile of shoes, and it just stunk. And I looked at my mum and I was like, "Is this like a drug den?
Wow."
Or am I gonna like learn how to wrestle?" But then like I'd done like my first like bump and all that kind of stuff, and I was just like,
What, on your first day you were bumping straight away?
bumping like drop kicks, like it was all like just a bunch of moves that were done straight away.
Right. Were you a naturally athletic kid, or was it not something that came naturally, or?
Yeah, it came like really naturally. Like I've always been into sport. I've never really like stuck it in for a while with a sport. I tried loads of them. Like I tried kickboxing, I've done gymnastics, I've done boxing, I've done football, but like none of them really like.
But you've always had like an aptitude to do sports and whatnot, yeah.
But wrestling was the thing where I was like, okay, I want to go back and I want to do this like
Awesome.
every chance I can. And then
12 years old though. It's so many times, honestly. We hear it's like with yourself, with Leyland as well. It's like there's so many people just from doing this show I've spoken to that are like 10-year veterans and they're 23, 22 years old. I'm like, how the hell have you done this for 10 years? and you're a child. You know what I mean? It's like not to call you a child. Sorry, but you know what I mean. Compared to me, comparatively, I'm nearly 47 years old, which I mention quite regularly. And here, anybody doesn't realise I'm an old bastard. I'm nearly 47 years old, and yet I speak to some of you, and I think yous have done more in wrestling in your teenage years than I've even dreamt of. And I mean, do you know the thing you say there about learning to wrestle?
Yeah.
I never knew where there was any schools. Still don't.
I don't know
until well, that's it. You know what I mean? Until obviously getting to know people in this, like through yourself. Obviously, you know, the other guests I've had on who've gone to schools and whatnot. I didn't know you could go and do that. If I'd gone to my father, because my father had me boxing and whatnot since I was a kid, and you know, it might not look like it now, but I have kickboxed, jiu-jitsu and things my whole life. Not so much in the most recent years, but in the past. If I'd gone to my dad and said, I want to learn to wrestle, he just slapped us, you know what I mean? So it's just, I just think it's mad to think that you're so young, and yet your match there the other night was incredible. It was great. It was a really, really good match. My little girl hated you, by the way. She booed you out of the building. She was chanting for Alan. God, if you ever listen to the video, if you hear one kid in particular chanting Alan, it's her. She hated you. She was like, is he the bad guy? I was like, yeah. She was like, right, I'm going to have him. So, but no, I mean, I think, yeah, but you're a good heel. I think that's good, because the thing is, speaking to you, a nice guy, yet you go out there, and like I said to you before off camera, you were a dickhead. You were like a dickhead, man. But no, I mean, how old were you when you had your first match? Your first in front of people, crowd?
14 or 15.
Right, so you waited a little while.
I can't remember. I was like, see, it's very different. I hate wrestling now.
Right.
I'm honest. I hate, like, I started out in the business,
right.
People call it. Like, when it was, like, very hard to, like, get into it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, standards, I think, were so much higher.
Right, okay.
When I was a trainee.
Yeah.
I
think I know where you're going with this, yeah.
But now, it seems that, and I hate the phrase that wrestling is for everyone, because it's not.
Oh, I totally agree.
Like, there's rules in wrestling that could be for everyone. Like,
I agree with that.
Not everyone could be a wrestler, but some people could be a commentator or a ring announcer.
Absolutely.
Or this or that. But I don't think every single person is cut out to get in a ring.
Absolutely.
And do
too dangerous.
What we do. And I think now, like, if you go to training school and someone can run the ropes, then they're on a show.
Right.
But unlike me, who I had to wait like 3 years, 2 years to, and I had to do an actual like test.
Oh, did you?
To prove that I was. So basically, my trainers had this thing called the grading system.
Right. Okay.
Where they had this big fucking long list of like moves, technical wrestling, all the basics, and they got you and another trainee in the ring, and they'd say, okay, do a clothesline.
Right.
You do one, they'd just look at you, they'd then write down a score.
Say nothing to you at the time.
Next one straight away, and you do the whole thing, and then at the end, if you've scored within a certain range, then you can be on a show.
And until you do, you're not getting on a show, basically.
And that's what
that's good. That
do.
I think
but
that's
now
good.
Now people can just like do a bump really poorly, and you're on a show.
Right.
So
you see, the whole wrestling's for everyone. I agree with it to a point, and I think I agree with it to the same point you do. Yeah. I think everybody has a place, be it even if you're just as a fan, you know what I mean, attending shows, getting involved, because it's a very interactive thing and a very, very fan-orientated sport, I suppose. But I'm an announcer, as anybody knows. I do announcing for a couple of different promotions. I'm going to be, and I'm not going to say what, but I'm going to be moving potentially into something else very soon, which may lead to a bump or two. God, I hope not. But we'll see. But I'm never going to be a wrestler. And the irony is, for all I loved wrestling for 40 odd years, longer than both of you have been around, I've loved wrestling for that whole time. The irony is I never wanted to be a wrestler. I never looked at that and thought, I want to do that. I wouldn't have minded a go when I was younger and a bit fitter, but when I look at it now, I'm glad I didn't. Because the thing is, I was an all-right boxer. I was an all-right kickboxer. I was never exceptional when it came to sports. I could do it, but I had to put a lot of effort into it. And I think wrestling, because it's very much reliant on both people being at the top of their game in the ring, if one person fucks up, you can really hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's very trust.
It is. That's exactly what I was trying to get to. Yeah, it's very trust oriented.
I refuse to like work people who I think I'm either going to end up seriously or you are, because you don't know what you're doing.
That's a fair point. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think more people need to do that, and it's not gatekeeping, or I suppose I could use the term, you know, big time, and which I've heard bandied around. It's not that. I think if you're trying to keep someone safe or yourself safe, then I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. So I mean, in terms of your first match, going on from that, how was it?
I see everyone hates their first match.
Everybody I've spoken
Everyone
to.
says
Yes.
that the first match is shit. I hated it. I quite enjoyed it.
Right.
I had a weird gimmick.
What were you doing back then?
So I was called Sugar Rush.
Right.
So back in my training school, you weren't really allowed to pick your own gimmick.
Right.
It
Okay.
was sort of, the trainers would like, over time they'd kind of understand who you are.
So they try and tailor something to fit
and
you,
they'd,
kind
like,
of thing.
fit something to you.
Right.
And I was a very, very energetic kid.
Right.
And I used to like come with like Red Bulls and Lucozades, and I'd be like bouncing off the walls for 3 hours while training and like do everything. So they were like, okay, you're gonna be Sugar Rush, which was this. It was a mask gimmick because I was too young to where I could be unmasked and people could believe that I'd be fighting these people.
Fair enough.
So I was basically this masked like alien man
Nice.
who had like candy canes for arms. It was like a full bodysuit.
Oh,
thing.
was it? Right. Right.
I had like candy canes for arms. The mask had like a tongue that came out of it.
Oh Christ.
There was like licorice's hair. And the whole thing was like I was just out me tits on sugar,
Right.
and you couldn't speak English,
Right.
so I had to make weird noises,
Oh my God.
which I'm not going to do now because I hate doing noises. Now. There's videos,
But you clearly still can.
there's videos
Yeah.
out there.
I'll have to have a look for this.
But
Yeah.
So and it was I had a tag team partner
Right.
who was like a contrast to Sugar Rush, and it was my trainer.
Right. Okay.
And what was he called again? I think it was Alzheimer's.
Oh God.
But brought him back a few years ago and I had to change the name for like not getting cancelled reasons.
Yeah. Obvious reasons. Yeah.
But he was called Alzheimer's. He was masked as well, but he was an old man,
Right.
and he had like a fat suit,
Oh
and he
my.
had like just like a jumper,
And he used to wrestle in this.
and he had slippers. But the whole point of our tag team was that I'd get the shit beat out of us
Right.
for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
He'd be like going to the toilet
Right.
while I'm
What, during the match?
Yeah, and like with his newspaper, and he'd come out with like toilet roll coming out of his arse, and then like he'd ask like someone if they got a coffee,
Love it.
and then
Love it.
for like the comeback, I'd give him an energy drink,
Right.
and he'd just start going wild.
So he was the Billy Gunn hot tag, basically, wasn't he? Yeah.
And it was a fun match. It was against, I can't remember the name of the other guy, but one of them was Nicky Starr.
Nicky Starr's
And
a cool
I
guy.
can't remember the name of the other guy, and I apologise if you're watching this, but I'm not good with names.
Shout out Nicky Starr, by the way.
But yeah, it was a fun match. It was, obviously I made all the mistakes, and like if I watch it back now, I'd probably like crucify myself for like what I'm doing.
Really critical.
But
Yeah.
like as a first match, I think it's a lot better than.
Sounds a lot better than a lot of people I've
Well,
spoken
I
to.
think
You've
it's
said
because-
the same, you know.
But it's because I think nowadays everybody gets put on these shows too early, where they don't know what they're doing.
It's funny because that was kind of the point I was getting at. Because if you said, obviously, you said you waited what 2.5, 3 years for your first match.
Yeah.
I've spoken to people where, and I don't, you know, I'm not wanting to judge or anything like that, where they've said they've like gotten in their first match within like 2 months, and I'm thinking, fucking, you wouldn't put a boxer in a fight in 2 months. You know what I mean? If someone took up boxing, like, right, you're fighting that kid, you'd be like, no, I could get seriously hurt. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I think because, like you say, it's a trust thing.
Yeah.
I think very much the case that you should really be prepared. I think if you step in there, and yeah, I mean, you know, people watching this, there's probably people watching this who are cynical about wrestling, who watch it, like hate watch it almost, and they're like, oh, well, you do know it's fucking fake. It's like, nah, because I'm stupid. But the point is, it's, yeah, it is fake. And Jim Ross once made a very famous comment where he said, you can't fake gravity. If you're getting thrown on your back from any length of sort of height, or you're getting dropped with whatever, you know, hitting with a chair or getting put through a table, that's not fake. There's no special effects there. You know what I mean? You're doing that shit. Like the segment you ran on the show where Alfie and yeah, that was great. He fucked him up. He really fucked him up. Jesus Christ! I was standing at the bar when that happened because I had gone to get my little girl a drink, and I was standing at the bar, and I turned around and he was mashing him, and I was just going, well, that wasn't expected, because it came out and it was all very nice, and I mean, I knew it was coming.
If you're a wrestling fan, you know what's
Yeah, exactly. As soon as there's a wedding or a table, you're like, well, he's gonna get, someone's going through that. And honestly, I turned around and I was like, fucking hell. And I was like at a show like that, seeing something like that in person. And I went and sat back down, my little girl went, is he okay? I was like, doesn't look it. I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, he had a fucking bad night. But no, I mean, it pisses me off. I am a bit of a gatekeeper when it comes to wrestling, but not in the sense that I'm like, oh, you don't belong in our business. Because I don't feel like I belong in anything to do. I'm still very much in the imposter syndrome side of things. I'm still getting new to this, you know what I mean? By the way, it's a year this month since I started doing this. So there you go, 1 year. So how scary is that? So I started my podcast around the time you were getting up and running, or, you know what I mean? Which is crazy. But anyway, and I hear people say that shit, and I just think, you know what? If you don't want to watch it, don't fucking watch it. Just fuck off.
Yeah.
Why are you taking away people's fun? If people enjoy what they enjoy, what's the problem?
Yeah,
And
that's
it bugs the shit out of us when people go, oh, it's fake. I don't care.
It's because people look at it as a real sport. When like I don't class wrestling as a sport.
No,
Um,
it's entertainment.
it's literally just like a TV show.
It's a TV. It's an entertainment show. Exactly.
So when people say wrestling's fake, I'm like, well, why do you watch telly?
Yeah, you do
Why
realise
do you
Superman isn't really flying.
Why
You
do
know
watch
what I mean?
series? Like,
Exactly. It's like Game of Thrones. There are no dragons. Don't want to burst your bubble. You know what I mean?
And I think like people like fully, like, because I play like Sunday League football and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
People like on my team who come at me and say, "Oh, do you do that like wrestling?" I'm like, "Do you know what's fake?" And I'm like, "Well,
No.
I'm nearly like 25,
No.
so like if I haven't figured it out yet, like,
And you have actual matches.
No,
Yeah.
I understand that it's not real."
Bugs me. It's my pet hate. Really is my pet hate. But the thing is as well, right, that show, and I am going to glaze these a little bit here because it was great. It's one of the best indie shows. In fact, just not, do you know what, I'm not even going to cover it. It's one of the best shows I've been to in a long time. It was great.
I appreciate
And I knew when the crowd came in and you were bringing in extra places for people to sit, and I was like, ooh, this is big. This is big. And I tell you what, mind, crowd over there, over the water, well, not over the water, but you foreigners, you Sunderland people, Jesus Christ, you're a good crowd, I have to say. I was quite impressed. You were well into it. Do you know what got me, which I'd never seen at any other indie show? You had people coming in, had your t-shirt on, people with their faces painted. I'd never seen that. Never seen that at any show. And when they walked in, I was like, oh, this is something else, you know what I mean? And I've been to a lot of shows. And when people were walking in and they had faces painted, they had the gear on, and I was like, are these part of the show? And then they just sat down and watched it. I was like, oh shit, these are just fans. I was like, that's fucking great, you know what I mean? But no, I loved that show. It was great. We will get to that more. I'm glazing it and probably getting ahead of myself, but it was class. But no, I mean, in terms of actually yourself, Joe, you know that match you had, obviously, with Alan, what's his name? Sure, thank you. Sorry, I'm still learning names. I said off camera, I am fucking awful with names, so apologies if anybody, if you've got to prompt us. But no, that match, obviously, you work a very, very... I love the pace you work at. That methodical pace you work at, it's great, but you've got like the high-flying moments and bits and pieces in it as well, but that pace you work at's great. Structure of the match. And you were great at crowd work as well. I really enjoyed the crowd work. You really get people to dislike. I say, my little girl, she fucking hated you. And when I was talking to you afterwards, she was like, you know, when I came to see you, and I went to see you after the show, and she went, what are you talking to him for? I was like, it's not really like that. But no, she didn't like you. But no, I mean, did you enjoy that match? Were you proud of that match?
Yeah, until the end.
Really? Why?
Because he gets hurt.
Oh, does he?
Legit. So
Oh shit, I didn't even notice
that.
that.
A bit more planned towards the end.
Right.
I feel like when I've watched the match back, the point when he gets hurt, obviously the audience can tell that he's hurt. Well, some of them.
I didn't even notice that.
Because I tell the ref straight away, I'm like checking him. Because like I pinned him and I could hear him making like a weird noise. That's like, tell him. And I was like, oh, this is weird. So then I said check on him, and then he checked on him, and I feel like the crowd were really into the match, and then I felt like it went a bit flat. When that
What happened?
Do you know Coup de Grace?
Yeah.
So that done something to his ribs.
Right. Do you know, I did notice that. Yeah. Because he was a bit gassed at that point, wasn't he? Aye.
But
Is he all right though?
Yeah, I still enjoyed the match. I think it's just the impact.
Right.
I don't think he was actually. I think he might have shocked him. But,
Right, like took him out of it a little bit,
but I am
right?
like 9 stone wet, so it's a bit.
Well, I didn't notice.
Well,
I noticed obviously, but to be honest with you, you know what? I genuinely thought that was just selling. I didn't realise he was legit. So, oh well, there you go. Well, shout out to you, Alan, because that was great as well. And if you ever want to come on, please do. Got lots of space on this sofa, you know what I mean? And I'll have more microphones soon as well. So yeah.
You said the way that I got wrestled, it's weird because I used to be like just a blue-eyed babyface. I
Really?
used to do all the high-flying stuff.
Right.
And, like, that was like my whole get up. But then obviously I turned heel in this like dark character, and I thought, well, I can't do all this like flippy cool stuff now because
The hope spots and all
kids
that.
are gonna love it.
Yeah.
And like I don't want them to like this anymore, so I've had to like
Oh, I love the style.
change the whole style, and I took mainly like the methodical parts as well as William Regal. Like if you watch William Regal, he like follows from behind the whole time.
My top 5 wrestlers of all time.
And I was like, there we go.
Love
I
William
can't do
Regal.
that.
Yeah, that's great. Well, let's face it, in terms of his work, it was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He rarely missed a beat. I mean, Goldberg aside, he didn't miss a beat. That wasn't his fault, though, was it? You know. But no, I mean, to mention William Regal, I think that might be one of the first times we've actually mentioned him on here. I'm a huge William Regal fan. Always have been. I know a lot of people would watch him and go, why?
Yeah.
Watch him and understand why, because he's amazing. You know what I mean? What he does is amazing. But right, I mean, in terms of moving on, because Well, John sat there for a while. I am gonna one last bit with yourself, and then we'll. What I want to do is do a slightly different version because obviously things have changed with yourself, and obviously you're involved with all of this as well.
Yeah.
I loved your appearance in the ring. Incidentally, we'll come to that though. Favorite match, favorite wrestler.
Shawn Michaels and Taker WrestleMania 25.
Awesome, same as me.
Greatest match for all.
Same. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Shawn Michaels.
Oh, we've got a break in tradition. Oh my God. Not one person who I've asked that question to until you has actually included their favourite wrestler in their favourite match. Not one person. Every single person says a different... Didn't it? It's true.
I also think he's just the best wrestler
Ever.
to ever exist.
It's hard to disagree with that.
argue
Hard
about
to
this
disagree.
very
Hard to disagree
We
with
have
that.
argued for hours,
Yeah.
but
Do you know what?
But that is my favourite match. I don't think it's a match that you can show people that aren't familiar with wrestling.
No, I used to say it was the match I would show people to put them into wrestling, but when you
I
watch it, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
I think there's a few matches you can pull out and like to show someone that knows wrestling.
Just the spectacle of it.
I think you've got to understand wrestling to
Yeah.
like fully enjoy what that match is.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that.
But like matches like Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, that's my song.
Yeah.
Is what I'd show someone that's never seen. Or like Ricky Steamboat and Randy Savage.
Awesome. Yeah, from Mania. Yeah, great game.
So
Great
I
match.
might be a young boy, but I've got the knowledge.
I tell you what, because fucking hell, that's more than twice your lifetime. You know what I mean?
Research.
Jesus Christ. But no, I mean, that's my era. I grew up
Yeah.
watching that. I mean,
But
Hulk
then
Hogan, people like
some
that.
people love like the EastEnders drama of wrestling, and that's why like I think my mum's favourite match is the Shane versus Vince at WrestleMania,
Really?
where Linda's in the wheelchair.
See, the storyline of that is great.
She loves the drama.
I don't have a problem with that. No, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's great because I think as well, for all WWE gets their critics and whatnot, right? The storytelling at times is second to none. Second to none. And I'll be honest with you, that's one of the reasons I think I really enjoyed your last show because the storyline, obviously you being involved in a match earlier and then you were involved at the end of the whole show, which I thought was great. And I know obviously you tied to Leyland to Spawn. And I love that because it's a lot of times, right? Have you ever, you've attended a lot of shows yourselves as fans, I'm guessing, you know what I mean? You go to a lot of shows and there's no rhyme or reason to the matches. I can't remember who it was, but years and years and years ago, when I was probably your age, to be honest, I went to a show and I can't remember who was on it and I can't remember who it was for. But all I remember is the building had a big balcony up the top and they had loads of matches and it was good, but there was no storyline progression in any of the matches. It was just loads of matches for the sake of matches. And then at the end, for no reason, the entire locker room piled out and had a brawl for no reason at the end of the card, and then one kid jumped off the balcony onto the the hope spot where they all stand and wait to catch him, and looks horrible. I hate that spot. I'm sorry, I do. I think it's awful. Fuck off. Looks shit. Honestly, I don't. If anybody likes that, I don't care. It's shit. It needs to fuck off. It's the worst spot in wrestling. Stand there waiting for you in a group like that. Why aren't you hitting each other? You're standing there in a fight. Anyway, and this kid jumped. Sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there. And this kid jumped off the balcony. And I remember thinking, why? And then when the show finished, they were all standing around afterwards. Obviously, they're all friends. And I remember they standing around at the end, I was thinking, that's fucking stupid, that. And I was like, you don't come out of a wrestling show thinking that was fucking stupid. But I remember it. And I was thinking, why'd you do that? And like, not one match linked to the previous or next match. And yet they all came out and fucked each other up at the end. And I was just like, wait, why he's doing this? It didn't make sense, you know what I mean?
Basically what's happened is that when they've got there on the day of the show, the flippy kid seen the ball and he's like, jump off that. But then
Is that what it was?
They're all in singles matches, so he's like, well, I'm going to be able to catch us. So let's do a big brawl at the end so that everyone can catch us.
Fair enough. Do you know what? It was a canny height. It was a good 20
I
feet.
guarantee that's what happened.
He just wanted to jump off the balcony. He was this tiny, skinny little kid, and all he had an out on him. I was thinking, if he lands, he's going to snap.
that's
You know what I
usually him though. We'll go on
Really?
and using again.
I kind of scan around.
I can fly off there.
Fuck that.
And it's always me and Spawn going, yeah, we're catching you, aren't we?
It's like underneath giving it this. So apologies to yourselves, by the way, because I'm sure you've done that spot, but I hate that spot. There's a one I've never discussed before. Are there spots in wrestling? You can come in on this one as well, John. Are there spots in wrestling you wish would fuck off?
People using DDTs.
All the time. Transitional move.
Yeah.
It's
like
finish.
Like, you're not
It's a
bouncing around
finish.
the head.
Yeah,
Noises, stop doing it, it's bad.
it's a finish. Agreed. Jake's Roberts used that as a finish, and it was devastating.
You have them indie shows and a wrestler grabs the wrestler and lets all the kids chopping.
Ah, yeah.
It's DQ, isn't it?
It's a DQ.
Outside
starters.
interference, yeah.
And also, like, we're kind of incentivising children to hit the wrestlers.
Yeah, which
We're
again,
telling them it's okay, but then when they do it, we're going to complain about it. So I pick.
well, we spoke about that off camera, didn't we? Yeah,
Oh,
many a
fucking
show I've been at where I've told kids to
I
pack it
hate
in.
so many things. Wrestling punches.
Punches in general.
If you watch me
I
do,
like them.
if you watch every wrestling match I've been, I've never do a punch. I've never done a punch.
Do you not?
I think, see, right, wrestling's fake, but you need to try and capture that's real
Right, okay.
and suspend people. If I punch you in the head 30 times
It's gonna bleed.
and you're not bleeding or knocked out, then I'm either a fanny. I'm either a fanny or it's not real.
I might be making you feel. I'm gonna put that as a. Can I put that as a short when I edit this? I am gonna edit that into a
if I
short.
watch a guy punch someone like 30 times in the match,
Yeah.
this isn't real.
That's a fair point. Do you know what? That is fair point. See, there another spot, and apologies if you've used this in the past, but super kicks I think are massively overused. Massively overused.
But I use them as like a false finish. So I can kind of get
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with that. But when
I
they
hate
transition them
it's
in,
like 30 of them in a match. You know what I'm saying?
can I ask you as well off the back of this, just before I come to you, John? Because I'll ask you the same thing. What's your least favourite move in wrestling? Not just spot. Your least favourite move, because I have one. If you look at one move and think, I wish that didn't exist.
Might be the DDT, you know, just because of what people have done. Right?
Because it's been used to a transitional
actually
move.
haunts us.
Do you know what mine is? Canadian Destroyer. I fucking hate
Oh,
that
after
move.
even overdone it.
When Peter Williams used to do that in TNA when he was part of T Canada, that shit was devastating. If you got hit with that, you were fucked. You were done. Now, I watched, and I don't know who it was, so anybody who wants to comment, or if you yourselves can comment on this, they transitioned one after the other. Canadian Destroyer. And I think even the ref got involved, and it's the worst thing I've
I
ever
hate it when
seen.
they do it and they set it up by standing up and then hitting them or something.
Yeah.
I used to be drawing your head.
Aye, exactly. It's a DDT thing all over again. You're on your fucking head. You're not getting up from that. You know what I mean?
Psychology though.
Well, no.
Like, people just kind of forget that exists now.
I think, don't get me wrong, it goes back to if you're enjoying it, you're enjoying it, but at the same time, I fucking hate those moves. And I think it's just because I've watched wrestling for so long and I've getting a little bit cynical about it, and I just I want it to be respected in a way I think it deserves.
I'm a very cynical man when it comes to wrestling. I'm like a grumpy old man. I shake my fist.
I'm an
at things.
actual grumpy old man. Do you know, one of my episodes on another podcast I do, it's funny, I do a gaming podcast called Plug In and Play, shout out Wayne Madden. One of our episodes is called Old Men Shout at Clouds. It actually is cool, because basically we're both in our 40s and we basically ranted for an hour about how shit the video game industry is, and then Wayne put it up and he edited it, and it's called Old Men Shout
It's
at Clouds.
just me in wrestling chats. Yeah. I'm just,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
and like no one's even like arguing with us or anything. I'm just like rattling off by
He just
myself.
guns on.
I like that. Hey, if you've got plenty to say, then why not? Let's face it, we've been talking for a while here and it's flowing. Right, so John, same question. Things you're not a fan of in wrestling, things you would eliminate.
One of my pet hates is when you see two people clearly they forget what they're doing and they'll just grab each other and they'll stand and have a conversation. And I'm like, oh,
Do something.
So, obviously, me earlier training, like that was kind of what we learned. But when Joe come in and obviously done the grading system and all that, like training got more to the point of more psychology wise. It was like put them in a rest hold and speak, pin them and speak, or
Do something.
do something.
I
And
think a lot of people forget there's like a ref in the ring.
yeah,
Yeah.
and during like my last match, I went to Brian, the referee. I was like, "Did you hear us talk?" And he went, "No." And we spoke all the way through the match.
Your match flowed brilliantly, it really did.
I just don't think there's any need to grab each other by the arm, put you on the ropes, and go, "What would they next?" Because then the fans just think,
Well, there's the illusion shattered, isn't it?
they're just talking to each
When
other.
I first started, I used to be really bad. I remember in the start matches, because I used to like do my entrance, and like I'm not focused on the entrance, I'd forget to start the match. So then, but people forget there's like a referee you can talk to, and like the referee, do you when the referee checks on you? You check and I'd go, can you ask him what the start of this match is, please? So then you go over and you check on like, what's the start of the match, and then you'd be like, da 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 da, and then like he'd be the heel, and you'd be like, oh, check him again, he's got a weapon, so that the ref can come back to us. Oh, you're doing this? Oh, sweet.
That makes sense,
like,
right? You see, that's again the psychology side of it,
People
isn't it?
just forget that like the refs are there.
That makes sense. Do you know, in terms of, are there any spots you would eliminate in terms of, or moves you would eliminate?
I'm probably with both of yous, like the DDT in heat and stuff.
It's a finish.
It's a finish.
It is.
You're just being rammed into the floor, like head first.
The way Jake Roberts used to do it as well, it was a finish.
Yeah. And the dive, like I like it when it's done right. When there's a few people on the outside, the fight.
If there's a reason for the crowd, then
Yeah.
fair enough.
And then they turn last second and they come
Aye.
over. But when they've just got their arms around each other and they're like this waiting,
Mm-hmm.
and then the guy like takes 10 years to hit the ropes and dive, it's like fair enough. That just
Do you know what that is
silly.
to me these days? It's what I heard. I didn't come up with this, so please don't lose your shit AEW marks. But I heard that called the AEW spot online.
I hate AEW. With like
Oh, there you go.
Controversial there, controversial. I don't watch it
vengeful
much, to be
passion,
honest.
With a vengeful passion. Like if someone from AEW says and doesn't book us, I don't want to be booked. Like I don't care. Like I don't like us.
I watch it fleetingly at best, but no, that spot. I think it's nice to hear people who've worked in the wrestling business as wrestlers who've said that spot, because it as you say, it looks fucking stupid where they're standing going. Nobody's hitting anybody. Nobody's doing anything. They're just linking arms. It looks like they're about
hits,
to.
they're really fake hits because like they're still watching.
Well,
Yeah.
well, there was a match that last show, but the show before, me and Spawn was on the outside when you were going to flip over the top, and we're having a strike off and a chop off, and we heard you bounce on the ring, and that's when we turned and you flipped.
That's how you should do it. Yeah, yeah.
Because our thought was if you come over, we'd still probably catch you from how close we were.
But you made it look like you were still involved in a fight while waiting for him to do the spot, rather than you and him just standing there going, you know. And
I took a hit off Spawn, turned, and as I turned, you flew over the top rope, and we caught you and went.
See,
down.
that's great. That's how it should be done. But no, I mean, I just, like I say, I love wrestling. I love wrestling more than anything. You know, there's like me family and then wrestling for me. Used to be Newcastle United, but we are fucked. So that ain't happening much more. I'm joking. I'll always love Newcastle, even if we are awful these days, but never mind. It's like, I don't know, I like to get involved. Even at my age, I like to be lost in the illusion of it. You know, I've spoken to you on my sofa, you're in my actual house. I was talking to you before matches, you know what I mean? I didn't get to speak to you before match. You were fucking busy that day. Jesus, I tried to catch you about 20 times. You were fucking running around like a blue horse fly. I thought I'll see him after. But when you're in the ring, to me, you're not the people I know. You're not the people I've met, not the people I've, had conversations with, sat down and chatted with. You're your character, you're your wrestler, and I will totally invest into that. And I hate people that go there cynical minded or watch this online and go, you do realise it's like, yeah, I know he goes home to his son or his wife or his missus or his kids or whatever, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. The point is, at that moment in time, he's that person, and he's there for entertain us, and by God, you do it. And it's like I say, it fucks me off. I hate that. But anyway, we've ranted and raved. This is quite an angry show. It was quite philosophical. The last time you were on, it was quite a nice show. We'll be quite. You brought the darkness with you. No, I'm joking. But no. So, remind the viewers, what was your last show? What was your last match, and who was it against?
It was Grand Slam 2, our anniversary show, and it was me versus Spawn for the IWF Championship, and if I lost the match, I was to retire.
Indeed. And what happened?
And I lost.
You did. Anybody who hasn't seen it, check it out on their YouTube channel. It is fantastic. I was there in person, thank God. All the matches were great. Joe's match was great. Obviously, as we've spoken, I didn't realise how bad, dodgy finish to the match, but it finished. I take it finished as it was meant to anyway. Yeah. So you still got the right finish. By the way, your titles are two of the nicest looking titles I've seen in a long time. They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful titles. But no, that show was great, and thank you for inviting me to that. I was very, very blessed for being there. It was great. My little girl had a great time. Loved you, hated you. Said that a few times. She did love you though. She was. I tell you, just before we talk about the show, in the match with Spawn, he came out and obviously wearing white. She assumed he was the good guy.
I thought not wear white.
There was a reason for that.
I liked it. I think the heel wearing all white, I liked it. And he come out and she went, is he the good guy? I went, no. She went, boo. So Adam straight away. I was like, come on. But I loved your entrance as well. The speech and everything was absolutely wonderful. But no, anyway, what I'm going to do now, if you don't mind, is I'll open the floor to you. Talk about the promotion, talk about the show, what he's happy with, what we're most proud of.
So my match, I think, kind of went fully to plan.
Good.
obviously it's a segue from what Joe was saying earlier. Like his favorite match was Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, and we wanted to replicate that in some way, shape, or form, like as a homage to our trainer. So he wore all white, I wore all black.
Right.
You couldn't get Dagon wearing all white and Spawn wearing all black because McGee was really, really expensive. And I didn't
looked
fancy,
expensive, yeah.
for my last match, I didn't fancy doing that. So Spawn came up with the idea of why don't we not throw that in there? So he got all white gear, and we'll just try to replicate that. The speech at the beginning, it was kind of like a goodbye without kind of saying goodbye in a sense. Spawn had no idea about that.
Oh, did he not?
No. And it was kind of like me saying, I'm always going to be proud of you in a sense, even though you're going to drop us on my head a few times when I get the ring. And then the kids that come on stage, it was like, you've said fans come with our t-shirts on and stuff like that. Like, we've got some die-hard fans.
Oh, I know.
A couple of them are our die-hard fans.
Were those the blonde girls who had their faces painted? Those two over the yeah, I saw them. Yeah.
My daughter was there. Two of my nieces, my nephew, your cousin was there.
Right.
So it was kind of like a family thing where they all come out for me last ride in a sense.
Love it.
And the whole match just it flowed. Like every strike I took to the back because they know the story of me back.
Right.
And I thought, well, what's the point in not working it? So every
One last time.
every time he landed something on me back, it was, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" Like squeezing me hand, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But the ending of the match where I go to TKO him on the chair and I bump on the chair, I got this weird hot sensation on like where my disc is ruptured
Oh, Christ, right.
and my legs went numb.
Really?
And like pure adrenaline forced us back up to my feet. And I remember looking at the crowd, like, I looked at me sister and brother-in-law in the crowd and I was like, I don't know if I can carry on. But then I was like, that's the end. And when I turned, I obviously got cracked with a chair in the head. And luckily enough, the finish was a front bump, which was the lilac tear.
Yeah.
And the reason why we'd done it like that is because 4 years ago, on the 18th of July, my nan passed away.
Yes.
And we created the whole lilac tear, and the lilac tear was falling for her. So on the 18th of July, when I retired, he finished us with a lilac tear.
Awesome.
So that was kind of like the story
Proper
of the match.
poetic finish.
Aye.
Can I just say, you know, the way the ref did the 3 count as well was wonderful.
So he came up with that.
Colin hated it.
Aye.
Really, I love that. Oh, I
So-
love that.
Brilliant because he's in Canada.
Aye. So he came up with that messages and went, I've got this idea of, because when Brian first started coming to shows, like I was the gimmick that he really liked, that got him to come back, and he become like a full on.
You had a Dagon phone case.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Really?
We didn't sell Dagon phone case.
No,
Also, we had it made.
He become like a full on like super fan of Dagon, and he was nervous to speak to us, and then when he finally started talking to me, started talking to Joe, then he become like the bellman, then he become like part of our friend group and stuff.
That's awesome.
He transitioned into a referee, and then when my partner's mum was in St. Benedict's, that's where he works, Brian, and he really looked out for her while she was in there, and he just got really close with the family.
Sounds like a really good guy.
And he was just like, I've got this idea of, obviously the crowd knows the whole story of like St. Benedict's and what I do and how close I am with all of yous. He went, can I stutter on the 3 count?
I love that.
I was like, yeah, go for it. Like, if that's something that will add to the match. And I think it did. Initially, I thought it wouldn't. But watching back...
I've watched it a few times. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. His face as well. Because you can see it's like the turmoil of having to count the 3 kind of thing. You know what it reminded me of? You know when Shawn Michaels had to count the 3 count on Brett, was it Brett versus Taker, I think it was, for the title, and he didn't want to do it, and he caused the issue with the channel. The finish was different, but it was the turmoil from having to do it, and as it turned out, it wasn't. But you know, his face was great, absolutely fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, I've watched that bit quite a few times, and it's great, absolutely great. It plays so well on camera as well. It's great. So anybody who wasn't a fan, You're entitled to your opinion, but you're wrong because it was great. It really was. But no, I loved it. So, I mean, in terms of the match, though, how did you feel going into it? Because you were all over the place all day. I remember, I got there a couple hours before the start, and you could see the two of you were frantic all day.
That was the most nerve-wracking I've ever been on a show ever.
Really?
Yeah, like, I normally get nervous. So usually when Spawn goes out to wrestle, I get that bit butterflies, like, I hope everything goes well.
That's understandable,
Then he
yeah,
comes
yeah.
back, and then my adrenaline starts pumping normally for my match, and that night we're just paced backwards and forwards. We're outside, we're inside, we're talking to people, but we weren't really having in a conversation. And he went to his if you ever come back, I'm not retiring you again. This is awful. And it was weird, but I would never do a match like that again.
No. Can I ask you a question then? And you don't have to answer it if you don't want to. Are you 100% done, or do you think you might come back one day?
I'm 100% done.
100% done.
Yeah. It's kind of like what you spoke about at the beginning of the podcast. People getting into wrestling too early.
Yeah.
I believe that's why I'm where I am, because when I got in, I was like...
Because you're not... What are you, 30?
36 coming
36. You're not an old man by any shape of the imagination.
No. I started in 2021, the September, and by the March of 22, I had my first match. And even in training, like in matches and stuff, like I weren't bumping things right, and I could feel it. Like,
so you knew it didn't feel right?
I just thought that was the way it felt.
Right, I get you. Because you didn't know any different.
Yeah. And then when it's the general case of people getting put on shows too soon. I was clearly like doing more damage than anything else.
Christ, right, okay.
Then when Joe came in as our trainer, and we started really working on the basics and doing the, what was it called, the testing that we had to do. The grading system.
Right.
I taught everyone back down to scratch.
Yeah, like he stripped us back and
Right.
started us from scratch, and like the bumps felt better, and it was kind of like everything was explained of why, like, you stretch your arms out and
Like the
how you take the impact and stuff like that. And
basically, you're trying to protect yourself as much as humanly possible.
And it weren't hurting as much. And the difference being is now I knew moves I could take, where before it was like, if I wanted to refuse to take a move in a match, or go to the promoter, and the promoter would be like, well, what you doing? Like, you mean mid-card champion, you shouldn't be refusing this. So I'd be like, I'll take it. And like, badly for me, at this point, it's done the damage.
So you were doing things you knew you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, essentially.
Because you wanted to be on the card, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because at that point, like, even though I was only 8 months in,
Right.
like, I was kind of the draw, and like, and that's going to sound egotistical, but
Not at all.
it's not meaning to be. It's like the face paint, the look, the
People were interested in what you were doing. Yeah.
I become like the draw, so I had to kind of push forward with that, and then when it all got stripped back, luckily enough, I turned heel at the time.
Right.
So I weren't doing as much, so I had to learn a lot more.
Fair enough.
In training, but the damage was already done. I would always tell younger wrestlers, like, you want to run before you can walk, everyone does. But you are going to end up with injuries that's going to prevent you further in the future.
Indeed.
And that's what's happened to me. Ruptured disc in my back.
Christ.
And it's at the point where, like, after that match, I was knocked the next day.
Were you?
Yeah, like,
I spoke to you a little bit, actually. You did mention, you did say that, man.
I would just lay on the sofa all day. Like,
Christ
it was
almighty,
killing. But we managed throughout the full year to protect my back as much as possible in matches, and we're like...
That was kind of like the...
So did you know when you started the IWF that you were on limited time even then?
So we started it in the July. In the April, we created the story that Spawn was going to turn heel and retire me.
Yeah,
Wow, so you've been doing it for a while.
Before we even had, like, the promotion, that was kind of like the main idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Behind. I like the plan, like, year to year, like, so...
Rather than just week to week kind of thing,
so we obviously started IWF, and I already knew what we wanted for the first Grand Slam, but then I already knew what I wanted for the one that we just had.
Oh, wow, right,
And
okay.
It's kind of like, let's just fill in the gaps to get there
Right.
and make it make sense. Obviously, things change.
Yeah.
because
You understand that.
shit happens, but
Life gets in the way.
pretty
You
much
know?
all the main. We knew that we wanted Persona and Spawn to raise the belts together
Indeed.
as heels, and that he retired, and then that was like the main thing going in that one.
Right.
So
I like that. You've both obviously got a good mind for what you want to do. You're clearly good at storytelling. You know what I mean? Because you don't hear that. Like I said, there's a lot of these local promotions. I hate to use the word small, but you know what I mean. Local promotions where you know for a fact they're just running matches for the sake of running matches, and there's no like attachment to it. Now the companies I work for aren't the case. I think they run constant things where they'll have run-ins where people who've had issues
yeah,
5-6 shows back coming in and run-ins, you know what I mean? The reason it's taking so long is maybe they weren't on previous cards and things like that. But the fact that he's planning like that, that's incredible. That it really is. I mean, I didn't know you did that. That's amazing.
yeah. I think, see, like I've worked in promotions where it's been like what you said, where you just kind of go in there, you're doing a match.
And that's you.
The characters in the match don't really care about each other. They're not really characters either. They're just wrestlers.
Fighting for the sake of fighting, and that's it.
Clap and they appreciate what they're watching, but they're not going to go home and remember it and they don't really care.
Yeah.
And they're not going to remember who you are, or and they're not going to want to come back that much because they're not really invested. Like they could just go and watch that anywhere else.
Well, that's it. I think this goes back to what I was saying before. The fans turn up with t-shirts and phone cases and face paint and shit. You don't see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So clearly people are buying into what you're selling in a really big way because people are turning up in these t-shirts, all right? It's not like they're buying them at the show. They probably do as well, but they're turning up ready to go as a fan of you or whoever, you know what I mean? And it's crazy to see. I was so surprised because I was sitting right opposite the doors as well, looking right at the doors. I had a great view. I was dead lucky. That's what it takes to get there early, I suppose. I had a great view, and people were walking in. I was like, "Fucking hell, this is something here," you know.
Yeah. So obviously I've worked with that, and then I've worked in places where it's been like heavily story oriented. But
Do you prefer the story side of it?
Yes and no. I think that. So I've worked in a place where it's been like full stories.
Yeah.
But the wrestling's been terrible.
Right.
So they've got great storytellers, but the
No good work.
Like fans don't really notice it that much. But to the other outside wrestling world, like to other wrestlers, promotions, it looks shit.
Right.
And they don't then want to associate with it. So the whole thing with IWF is I want to get the quality of wrestling that you get from them like throwaway shows, but then I want to have like the Attitude Era storylines, so that it's kind of like the best of both. But then it's finding the right people that can actually go out and tell a compelling story.
Well, I think the card you
can't
put...
just throw anybody in there and expect them to do it.
That's fair enough. Well, I think that card you put together was great. It was absolutely... How many matches was there? 7? 6 matches? 6 matches?
Yeah.
It was incredible. And it flew by.
Yeah.
Absolutely flew by. I was really shocked at how quickly it went. And
It was a 3-hour show, that.
I know. That's exactly my point. Exactly. Because believe me, I had a couple of beers. But no, I was really shocked how quick it went. And I was... Do you know what, right? I'm not... This sounds... I don't know how to word this, so I sound like a dick. You go in with a certain level of expectation from every show. You know what I mean? It blew me away. I said to you when I messaged you, it was one of the best shows I've seen in ages. It really was. It was great. And that's not just me blowing smoke at your ass because you're on me, me podcast. It was really... I was really shocked. I was really shocked because it was really, really high level. It was great. Your entrance is great. I love your entrance. Yours was epic. But I love your entrance because you come out and the scowl on your face when you walked out. I was like, this fucker hates us all. I was like, it was great.
I think about that. See, I don't like people.
I don't like that generally.
I really don't like talking to people, and I don't like...
So this is a big thing for you then, yeah.
I don't really like... It's not like I don't like people, I'd rather not talk to you. And I don't really like...
I get that.
People like just being my own little...
I'm like that.
Doing what I want. So, I hate wrestling fans.
Right.
For the most part, because they think they know everything and they're all fucking pricks.
In character people
hate them.
I enjoy being heel because I can just see what I want of them.
Yeah.
And like, I don't have to pretend that I like them. I put on like a little face my own.
Well, off camera, I'll tell you something that my missus said to me yesterday because I think you'll appreciate that, but I'm not going to say it on camera because I need people to tune in, yeah.
To like get into the mindset of like the evil persona who hates everything, I think about some dark stuff.
Right.
And then I go out and I'm like, okay, now we're here.
Right. I love your gear as well.
I don't get adrenaline rush. anymore.
Do you not?
No, mine's dead.
Wow.
Died a long time ago.
Right? You looked very chill when you came out, I have to say, very calm.
It's just like, I don't know, I think you get it loads when you first start,
Yeah.
but then I think the more you do it, the kind of like, the more it just dies.
And yet the irony is, in your last match, you said you were more nervous than you've ever been. Which is crazy. I
I
mean...
gave the worst advice to you and Spawn backstage.
What did you say?
So Spawn was like, proper panicking about it. I was like, what's on here? And he went, well, it's a big match. I was like, just send you that match, man. I did. And he just looked at us. Like, stupid, it's just a wrestling match.
No, it's... I think... Do you know what, right?
But I'm not a very emotional person.
No.
Well, that's the thing. Some people carry themselves differently, so that's a fair point. But no, I mean, how was Leland after the match? Was he buzzing? Was he...
When I got backstage, he went, I hated that. And I was like, what?
He
and
hated
I
it?
thought he meant the match, and he went, I hated having me and Joe standing behind the curtain watching like what happened in the ring.
Oh, right.
And because we want to keep kayfabe alive.
Everyone else is in the ring away just
Aye.
through the curtain.
Was that where you two were? Was it? Right.
So, like, it was essentially, you were supposed to just go backstage with the belt. Then I was going to take my boots off and stuff. But
Right.
I went just stand on the stage and like play it off like, oh, I want to watch him retire. I want to make sure. So then he was part of the moment. And then when I got out of the ring, Terry caught us and went, get back in the ring. And I was like, all right. So I got back in the ring, and then the celebration started, and I kind of upset him that obviously I
couldn't
chose
be there.
him to kind of retire as Joe being a big part of the story that built right up.
Yeah,
to it,
yeah, yeah.
That they were just sat watching. When ideally it would have been nice for them to be there.
Indeed.
Um,
I get that, as in, like, actually give you the send-off of it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
but
I don't think you knew that was going to come out, did you?
no,
No.
Oh, was that an unplanned thing, was it?
Well, I don't know where you were, but I was speaking to Spawn, and I was like, do you want us to, like, come out after this? Because I know that we're wanting to do the whole thing where me and him both lift the belts.
I like
And
that
then,
as well. Right.
But, like, it's a bit of an awkward moment to do it in. And he was like, I don't know, just do what you want. And I was like, alright, okay. But then I thought that when he beat you, he'd kind of forget that he's a heel, and he'd kind of get a bit emotional. So I thought, I'm going to have to run out here and just be like a dick. And like kind of ruin this really nice feel-good moment, and kind of like remind him that you're the bad guy. Like, you're not meant to like him.
It's funny, because I thought maybe the mask might have dropped. No pun intended, because I think you take the mask off. But I thought the mask might have dropped, and, you know, he's embraced his father and son in front of everyone. But the fact that he didn't... I tell you what, I did love what you did when you presented him.
yeah.
I loved that. That was great.
So the storytelling like didn't start after the 3 count. We did a couple of things that you probably wouldn't have seen live, but if you watch the show back, you'll be able to catch it
Right.
if I mention it. So when he puts it into the lilac tear, he looks at it and goes, "Sorry, I love you."
Oh,
But
does he?
But you don't hear him say it.
Right.
He like says it really quietly and he hits us with it. Then as Brian hits the 3 count, I put my arm around him and hug him, and he squeezes my arm as if
I did notice that.
I
did notice
he
that.
squeezed my arm as if I'm fine. And my thought process was Brian was going to go and get the belt. I was going to take it off him, and I was going to pass the torch as such.
Right.
And I turn around looking, Joe's in the ring, giving him the belt, like, whoa,
I
wait.
didn't know I didn't know that was planned, so I'm just screaming at Brian to get us his belt, and obviously Brian knows what you have planned, and I'm like screaming at him, like, give us that belt now so I can throw this belt on him, and so we can be like dickheads, and then like next thing I know, like, you take it, and I'm just standing there, what are you like, okay.
And then that was kind of like the passing of the torch, like, Dagon, like, when he comes out, he bows to the crowd, like, he's their warrior, in a sense. And the whole story that we've ran for like 5 years between me and Spawn is, if he ever beats me, he becomes a prince. So it was like, there you are, you've done it. And I don't know why, but when I was on my knee, I was kind of thinking, I'm going to get super kicked off Persona Ray, aren't I? Like, he's kind of come flying in with a kick. And like, yeah, let's kill the moment, let's be heels again. But no,
I think it all worked really well. I think
Aye.
you being in the ring worked as well, because it kept the tone. I think that was great.
I kept the contrast in.
Colin up and slapped the belt on him, which he wasn't happy about, but
He wasn't?
no.
Why?
He said he just doesn't like having them on him.
Oh.
And I was like, Colin, grow up. Why them on you? Time for 2 minutes. But then when he was on them, he wouldn't take them off.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, can we get backstage yet? Like, I'm a bit bored standing here. So,
But no, I think he's put on one hell of a show. I really do. I think it was very impressive from top to bottom.
yeah.
Everybody was great. It was every title changed hands as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of like our refresh button, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was just a lot of stories told over the months of like the champions. Obviously, Alan had like the big he was like the underdog for a long time.
Right.
He got the belt. He went on a good run of like good matches.
And he got involved with us, didn't he?
Yeah, and then it was kind of similar to what I'd done when I was a babyface, and I got involved in yours and Spawn's family drama, and ended up being on the receiving end of it in a bad way. So happened to him. Obviously with Bill Kirsty, it was that like monster heel who then lost that belt, which I think the crowd were quite shocked at. And then the tags, I think, going on Blaze of Glory was just...
I like that moment.
That
as
was
well.
the right call.
Yeah.
I like that moment with Mitch and everything. I did like that.
I spent most of my time before that match trying to convince Mitch to drive up once a month. And like, I don't know.
He's going to Leeds, isn't he?
I felt like he might have said yes, but then he was like, "No, I'm going to uni. I want to focus now." I was like, "Fair play." Like,
Nah.
I've always told him if he ever comes back, the door's open.
I hope he does, because he's great.
Aye.
He is, he's great. His father's great as well. Do you know as well, I actually met his mum for the first time that night as well. His mum's lovely. Absolutely lovely. I talked to her for ages.
Does tune treats.
Yes, she does. I didn't know that. She told me.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Oh, I'm gonna be in touch. Don't worry. I added her on Facebook and everything. I was like, yeah, I'll be in touch. You know what I mean? But no, I didn't, because Chris and I forget her name. What's her name again? Sorry, my brain's
Tina.
gone. Yeah, that's right. They ended up sitting next to me little one. So I was talking to them quite a bit. But no, she's lovely. And I was talking to Chris. But no, Mitch. I love that moment with Mitch and Fahrenheit. I thought it was great. I'm a huge Fahrenheit fan as well, so it was great to see him like win a belt. You know what I mean, in person. But no. I take it, is that still something open where he's looking for a new partner, is it?
Yeah, that's the story moving forward. He's looking for a new partner.
Obviously, don't reveal anything on camera.
No, like the creativity side of it is pretty much what we've always said. Like, we've kind of put the ball in his court.
All right, okay.
So
whoever he wants to bring in.
So we kind of said, look, like, whatever you would enjoy, whatever, like, we're never going to get Blaze of Glory. You're never going to get that contrast.
It's whoever he thinks he can gel with.
Yeah.
To get the best out.
I'm sure he'll know best.
Oh,
yeah.
You could just give him someone that it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's
they're
it.
both not into it.
Yeah.
I'd rather him bring someone that's going to be into it, and then he'll be into it as well.
We hear stories over the years, don't you? Teams that can't stand each other and got to go out there and work, and it doesn't work. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's sure Luke will choose wisely. You know what I mean? He knows what he's doing.
Oh, we trust him 100%.
Oh, he's great. He's great. I've been trying to get him back on here. He's such a busy man. I think it's going to be November before he's available. Wow. I think that's what he said. So I'm hoping to arrange with him soon, because I've got a lot coming up. I need to get a diary. I ain't got a diary at all. I need to get a diary. Because honestly, it's like, who's on this week? It's like, fucking hell. It's like, luckily I'm in contact with a lot of you all the time.
Yeah.
So it's all right. But no, I mean, in terms of going forward, how involved in ringside, like during the shows, are you going to be involved? Are you going to still be there, or are you just going to be behind the scenes? Or
I'm going to be behind the scenes. I don't want to do any roles where I'm like front of house, so to speak.
Right, that was the term I was trying to think of.
Because even that breakout show last night, I was like itching, and in the car on the way back, I was going to imagine if like I made this return in the future and this, and then I was like, but I just can't. And I don't want to get that bug where I just constantly want to be back, because I'll miss it.
Obviously,
like, I know I will.
Yeah, of course.
I'll always think in my own head, like, oh, I could maybe do a 5-minute match, I could maybe do this, but then the repercussions of it. Like,
yeah, you've got to be able to walk when you're an older man.
Yeah, I've got to think about it. But I'll be in the crowd, like, watching.
Awesome. I'll make a point if I see you, then I'll come say hello. But do you not think as well, right? You've made a good point there in terms of, obviously, you've got to think of your future and your ability to be able to move and, stand and walk and whatnot. One of the big things, I think you made a good point, Joe, when you were saying earlier, about people going into wrestling too young, and you've obviously made this point in the past as well. I think this is a horrible epidemic of wrestlers who hang around too long, won't let go. Awful, isn't it? Ric Flair being a massive example. Because I think he'll have another match. I really do.
I know quite a few. I won't name names.
No names.
I'm not going to start an argument, but I've watched people in person. I've wrestled people who I just think, you can't move.
Yeah, you haven't got it anymore.
You can't, you're bumping and everything's hitting the ring before your back does.
Right.
Like your legs, your arms, and I'm just like, why are you...
They're not just it doesn't look real.
Just go away.
Yeah.
Accept that it's over.
Yeah. I think there's the problem. There is exactly, you've nailed it there. Yeah. They can't accept that it's done.
Acceptance is hard. When we wrote the story, 16 months beforehand, I had all that time to accept that this
You
was
knew
it.
this was a short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I bet it didn't make it any easier though.
No, it didn't make it easier because, like, I love doing what we do. But I said it in the Dagon Demise thing that we did. Like, I didn't want to become one of them wrestlers that stole spots, because that's what you essentially do. Like, when you get to the point where, oh, I'll do a match, but I can only bump once or twice because of me injuries or because of this, like, where Jakob could take a spot and he could set IWF on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know who Joe's referring to, and like, that's kind of where I've learnt it from. Like, watching them people, and you think, like, give it up.
Time to call it.
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
the thing is, they could stay involved. They could move into, say, like a management role or something.
Like,
you know what I mean?
I've always said, because people have asked me about, like, oh, will you easily be able to retire and this and that and all that kind of stuff, because my knees hurt.
Right?
Like, not to the point where I'm ever going to retire anytime soon, but like,
But you're aware of it.
but like my knees are going to go one day.
Christ,
It's not going
right?
to be very fun. But that's just because I used to do all the flippy stuff, and that doesn't
The impact on your body
That
in
doesn't
general.
really-
Yeah.
help your knees. And I've always just said, like, the second I watch one of my matches back and I feel like it looks
Awful.
like, if I look like I'm off the beat,
Mhm.
then that's when I call it quits.
Right.
'Cause I don't want to look back on myself and think, well, this part was really good, but now
Yeah.
I kind of ruined it with all this part.
You always want to
I
consistent
just
throughout.
don't
Yeah.
want to.
Do you watch a lot of your matches back?
I'll tell them that.
Do you?
I've got a list on my phone of every match I've ever had,
Right?
and then I've got like a tick if I think it was good,
Wow.
like a line if I don't really care for it, and it was like alright.
Right.
And I've got an X if I hate the match.
Yeah, when you do call it, I don't know, obviously you do training now. You absolutely need to be a full-time trainer when you do call it a day, like, because honestly, your mind for it. In fact, both of y'all, glaze you both again. Fucking hell, it's all I've been doing. I'm gonna call this episode Glaze. I'm not. I'm really not. But no, you've obviously both got a decent mind for wrestling, and it's for all myself, right? I've always thought. And this might move into your whole not like I'm wrestling fans because they think they know everything. But I've always thought myself I'd be good at writing wrestling shows
Yeah.
because I'm good at writing. I'm good at like storylines. I'm good at how understand how storylines flow and this, that, and the other. I'm currently writing a book, believe it or not. Don't ever write a book. My God Almighty, it's a fucking nightmare. I've been doing it since April. It's a fucking nightmare, but it's on its way and it is flowing really well. And I think that's something I could do. I couldn't train somebody. I know I couldn't train somebody, but I'm pretty certain I could give somebody a storyline and go, right, I'll give you 12 months worth of storyline.
Yeah.
And this is what we do week to week to week to week to week, and this is how we get there.
I find teaching people easy but difficult at the same time. Like,
It's getting people involved to get on board, really, isn't
I'm
it?
absolutely fine at like explaining, like, you do this, and this is why you do it, and this is why you don't do it, and this is why it's good for this, and etc. 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 And I've done all the research, and I've trained under people who have taught us the ins and outs of all of it. I've read many wrestling books. I've done many seminars. I've done online seminars.
See, that's what I mean.
Who's that guy on Facebook that does all the things?
Mike Quackenbush.
No, I've done a seminar with him, and I've done one of his online things. There's a guy that keeps popping up on my Facebook, and he has like a Patreon, and he just training it. Damien Slater.
All right, I know the name. I know who he is.
I've done a few of his things, so I'm not saying I'm the best trainer in the world, and I'm not the most like qualified as in like I've been here or I've done this or that, but like I feel like I can get people to a certain point where they can then go and do.
Yeah, well, that's
things.
the thing. I think that's only your responsibility to get them to that point, though, and then they've got to kind of.
But what I've always struggled with is that I've picked all this up really quickly.
Right.
When it comes to wrestling, like there's been very few things that someone's taught us to do and I've struggled to do it. And like anyone that's trained with us or like trained under us understands that.
Yeah.
Of like how like quickly I pick things up.
Yeah.
So I very much struggle when other people can't just pick it up.
I get like that in certain aspects of my life. I understand that. Yeah, I do get that.
The main part I've struggled with when it comes to teaching people is actually like, why can't you physically?
Yeah. Are you a bit of a perfectionist though?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly why.
When it comes to wrestling, yeah.
Yeah.
Any other thing in life, I don't care. When it comes to wrestling,
It's not a bad thing though, Christ almighty. It means you know you're going to go out there and be safe and you're going to look after people. And
But, like,
also it means your knowledge is transferable.
It's the way I was trained, like to do like a drop kick.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just I was made to do a drop kick for like 15 minutes straight.
Wow.
Just
Bloody
so,
hell.
like, and I was doing that. I was like, "Why have I done this for like 15 minutes?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm gassed, and I'm like, "Pad," and he's like, "Well, now you're never going to do it wrong because you've just done that many
Repetition.
times."
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
said, "And if you're 15 minutes into a match and you're gassed, you can do a drop in."
Fair
And I was
point.
like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So,
So there's a psychology attached to that side of it as well,
but,
yeah.
like, I've like perfection's been like drilled into us when it comes to loads of this stuff.
It's not a bad thing.
Um,
It's not a bad thing. I think in the game yous are in, yous need to be, I mean, nobody's perfect, don't get me wrong, but yous need to be as damn near close as you can be, otherwise people get hurt.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, and I mean, if you can go out there, and again, I'm going to say it, and put on a show like you put on the other week, it was incredible. It really was. I was really, really impressed. I walked out there that night, I was like, that was fucking great. It's been a while since I've just attended a show as a fan, because I've often when I'm at a show, I'm announcing or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's weird just attending a show as a fan and then walking out there with that buzz that you get after attending a show as a fan. And it was great. And my little girl, she quickly becoming my, my little tag partner in terms of going to shows. The next show actually, I can't even, can I mention this? The next show I'm going to, I'll not say when, she's not going to be here, so she can't go, and she's devastated, absolutely devastated. Now off camera, I'll explain, obviously, you know what's coming. Yeah. And the reason she's not going to see it, she's gutted, absolutely gutted. But I've told her, she's back at the end of the month, there'll be more shows to come, and I'll make sure we're there, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but no, I mean, can I ask you, because I've asked people in the past this, obviously coming on and doing something like this, somebody like myself who's kind of, I'm going to be honest, I have looked my way into wrestling. I really have. I've been very lucky in that I know people who know people and have put me in touch with the right people, including yourselves. How does it feel coming on discussing with somebody like me, who is, for want of a better term, a fan with a bit of a platform and a bit of good luck and good fortune? How does it feel? Because I know there are people, and I mentioned this, I think, to yourself when you were last on with Leyland, there's a lot of big timers and grandstanders who think they're above me or above people in general when it comes to wrestling. Do you mind somebody like myself, coming in, interviewing you and asking you about your craft? Is this something that you enjoy doing, or is this something that's new to you that you perhaps haven't done much?
It all just depends on the person,
Right.
Like, it's kind of like if you're coming in and like asking those questions and you want to know all this, and like if you're doing it in a way that like isn't disrespecting what we're doing, or like I hate people that come in thinking they know it all.
I know nothing when it comes to you lot.
But this is the thing we're talking to you, is you're very honest about it, and you're very into it all.
I love it. I love it.
You get loads of them that just aren't fans of wrestling.
I don't get that.
So like,
why do it?
How many trainees we've had that like have never watched a wrestling match before?
Yeah.
So they don't even know how a match works.
So
what's the point?
We used to have 2 trainees who had never ever watched a wrestling match before.
Right.
They never even came to one of our shows, and they came with training, and I was like...
So they had no understanding how it worked at all then?
And I was like, why are you
even here?
Yeah, because like, I wouldn't go join a football team if I didn't like football.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. You're not going to go and play football if you can't get
involved.
involved.
I think wrestling is such a not physically and mentally taxing sport that you do, that if you're not into wrestling, you're not going to be good at this.
I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Is that your same sentiment from yourself, John? Or?
I don't mind speaking about like the inside of things, because obviously kayfabe's not.
It's not a thing anymore, is it?
We'll try and keep it within the grand scheme of things, but there's a lot of podcasts now where people are opening up and stuff. I think that kind of went wild when Undertaker finally spoke out, wasn't it? When he broke kayfabe and. But I did watch a podcast the other night. It was one of our guys. He was on with someone from America.
Right.
And I was like, "What is this?
Really?
Like, what is happening here?" Like, the questions were like so generic. Who's your Mount Rushmore? Or
I'm not even going to ask you that.
How do you act when you come out of the curtain? Or like, who is your favourite wrestler? And
I know I asked that question, but...
No, but he asked more of in like the independent scene, then he went on to America.
Oh,
so
right,
on the American independent scene, who's your favourite wrestler? And he was like, never seen any. Oh, so which is your favourite match in American independent wrestling? And it's like, wow, he just said he doesn't know.
So he just wasn't listening.
He didn't care, he just wanted to have something for his YouTube.
Oh, the hell with that.
Where podcasts like this, like when you get them on social media entertainment, they're very like engaging, and it's about what we are actually doing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I want to know.
Aye.
That's what exactly. Well, I said to you, and I haven't said this to you, Joe, but I don't know if I told you this, but I don't do any research. I might watch a few matches, but I don't do any research. The reason I don't do any research is I don't want to feel like I'm interviewing you for a job where I already knew everything about you. I'd rather you just tell me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is why I didn't know what your first match was. I didn't know when you started wrestling because I don't care in the sense that I don't care because you haven't told me yet. Now I know I care. But when I say I don't care, what I mean is I didn't want to know beforehand. I want you to come in, sit down and just have a chat.
Yeah.
Shoot the shit, we're talking wrestling, you know what I mean? Just come, as I think it was Ryan Roode said, just I'm always up for talking shop. You know what I mean? Just come on and shoot the shit. And I think that's what honestly, I've not met one person, well I have met one person, but I'll tell you that off camera, who, not on this show, incidentally, at a show, I met one person who was very unwelcoming to me, and I'll tell you off camera. Everybody else I've ever met has been wonderful. Every other person I've met has been absolutely wonderful. And I can't believe you've let us do it, to be honest.
You definitely had the lucky side of wrestling, because it's kind of last year that I've started meeting like really decent people.
Really?
I was seeing last night at Breakout, like everyone that we seem to be meeting now were really good people. Like the guys that we're bringing in at IWF, really, really nice people. Like coming on here, like you're a great person, and
Thank you.
it's like it's something that we weren't accustomed to, and
Well, you told me that last time.
it's
Yeah,
a
you
breath
told
of
me that
fresh
last
air.
time.
And it's like making wrestling. It's a shame wrestling's now become enjoyable, and I've had to retire.
Oh, well, you can still enjoy it. You just, I know what you mean though. But at the same time, this goes back to what you were saying. You've got to think of your health. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I love the fact that you're still going to be involved. You're still going to be there. You know, obviously I'll be at shows. I'll get to speak to you whenever. But I mean, in terms of, I know we were planning on a bit of a longer show, but it's actually we spoke for bloody ages. Moving on, do you just want to discuss what you've got coming up? Because obviously you plan ahead, as you say. What have you got coming up?
I don't know the date.
So
I know one of them's on the 14th of August.
The 14th, yeah, we've got
That's better than me.
Night of Champions. I kind of do like the poster work and the booking of the venues and stuff.
Where's that one?
That's at Cheers Bar, so we're going back to our kind of home.
Your spiritual home, is it?
Yeah, so Cheers was kind of the place that we went when we were asked a million different venues, and they were the ones that said yes. Then we found the Grindon after that. But yeah,
It's a decent sized venue, that Grindon.
It's good for our bigger shows, but our plan is that we'll want to fill that out on a regular basis.
Right.
Cheers is a little bit smaller.
Right.
But we're back there on the 14th. It's Friday. So only day we'll kind of get the ring, and someone's going off to a wedding, isn't it? Yeah. On the day that we're going to have it on the Saturday. So.
Oh, so it's your fault.
Yeah. But I get to go to Full Tilt on the 8th, so I'm kind of happy with that. So it's Friday night show. We're going to start a little bit later at 6:30. Doors open. We normally open at 6.
Yeah.
Just for people at work and stuff. We've got all new champions for Night of Champions.
Indeed, yeah, of course.
All the matches haven't been announced, but we've got Walker of Wall Street's going against Hybrid.
Yes.
That's been announced. Should be a good one. They've been around each other for 5-6 years now, like within the business. Penelope's going against Lottie.
I saw that as well. I did see that announced
which
as
was
well.
set up in Grand Slam, where Penelope turned and crashed Lottie with a belt. What other matches have been announced?
I'm trying to think of have you
the Arcade. Arcade's returning.
Right.
And he's facing Matty Mayhem.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Mint.
So that should be a really good one as well. Arcade is.
That wasn't announced, but now it is.
No, it was. It was announced on the Rewind, yeah.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
Do you know I did see that? That's how I knew that as well when I watched that time.
Someone's not watching our live shows.
I did. I didn't watch it live. I'll hold my hand up there. I didn't watch it live.
I'll see why on camera, but I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it live, but I did watch it. This makes me sound like such a dad.
It's not when I was watching Spider-Man. No.
That's a good excuse not to watch
Actually,
it.
no,
You've
I
seen the
think
new Spider-Man?
I think it might have been, you know.
You know what I was doing? This has made me sound like such a dad. Laundry. I was doing the washing. I had it on my phone. I was pottering about doing fucking washing. But yeah, that's tidying. Clothes covered in shit and what's it. She's 9 months old, incidentally, if anybody wonders. She's not like an adult or anything. It's a chick because she's a baby.
But we've got that one. Obviously, we do a show every month, but we
Indeed.
are going to be speaking with St. Benedict's again
Right.
for October. So last October, we done a St. Benedict's like show to raise money for them.
Oh, awesome.
And we're thinking about giving it another go this year. We raised, was it just shy of 400 quid last year for them?
Right,
We had the
goldfish.
well, I like the pops for St. Benedict's and stuff there. Well, a St. Benedict's Rumble.
Send me those once you do it, and I'll plug
Yeah.
it on all the things I've got here as well.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Again, it's just giving back to sort of a charity that we feel really strong about.
Awesome. I
Um,
love that.
but yeah, that's normally our October show, and then next year we're hoping to move to a bigger venue on a more regular basis.
Awesome.
And there's plans in the future for maybe 1 or 2 additional things happening, isn't there?
Well, the big one is the show every 2 weeks.
Well, I'm going to say that, but yeah,
Bloody
Yeah,
hell, is that
well,
what you're
like-
planning for? Yeah.
It's kind of like for me, it all just if the audience can financially afford it,
yeah. So
which we don't really know unless we do it, or we'll be very honest and just say on the page, can you afford 2 shows a month?
yeah,
I think
Or
people
just-
will tell you.
Or would just rather stick with the one.
that's
Like it's kind of. I just think we're a very heavily story orientated promotion,
Mm-hmm.
and I think when you do one show a month, you're limited of what you can do and what you can.
Whereas
tell.
if you're doing every 2 weeks, you can
But
run
if
your
you do it
stories.
every 2 weeks, you can kind of do a lot more.
It's a good idea.
We can do stories on a show, but then there's a month of just like online stuff.
Fair point. Fair
Which-
point.
Half the audience don't watch,
Fair enough. No, that's
Um,
fair enough.
so it just kind of opens up possibilities. And then we can book more people.
I mean, you're saying, John, you're not going to be in the ring anymore. You're not going to be sitting doing, are you? You're going to be busy.
that's
Fucking
gonna
hell.
be busy, yeah. Like I say, it's tough when like you run promotion. Like I was saying, probably around 95% of promotions run where like you got to crunch the numbers. Like people, when you get people in that are as good as what we brought in,
Yeah.
like it's expensive. It's an
Understandable.
expensive show,
Yeah,
and it's true. You pay for what you get.
Absolutely.
100%.
Totally agree.
And
Yeah.
you do see other promotions where they're doing a show every week or every other week, and you think, like, financially, how are you doing that?
I've looked at that and thought that because I've been looking to put on a show for over a year. Financially, I just can't do it at the minute.
Aye.
I just can't.
And it's like when you get. I never understand like wrestlers that wrestle for free. You put your body on the line. You got
Absolutely agree.
If you're agreeing every week or every month to wrestle for free, you just can't get booked anywhere else, in my opinion. But that's where we need to crunch the numbers and kind of say, right, can we afford this? With like, if we have a big show, can that cover that second show just in case?
In case there's any losses kind
Yeah,
of thing. Yeah,
yeah,
that makes
'cause-
sense.
I would expect a loss at first.
Until people probably get used to it as well,
Until
I
they
think.
get used to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Until they see what it's about, and when it's heavily linked, like storytelling for the big show,
Yeah.
like that's when people might.
You know, one thing I've noticed with wrestling fans, especially your wrestling fans, after just one show, wrestling fans are fanatical. You put the show on, you ever see the movie Field of Dreams? There's a line, it's about a baseball guy build a baseball field and loads of ghost baseball players turn up, and the line for that is, if you build it, they will come. In your case, if you book it, they will come. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think genuinely, if you have those shows, people will turn up. I was blown away by the amount of people who just kept coming. And I'm sitting there like, fucking hell. I mean, I was the first one sitting at my table. They must have looked at me and thought, how the fucking hell did he get in? You know what I mean? But honestly, I was blown away. So I think if you put the shows on at the right size venue, at the right price, you'll get people through the door.
Yeah, that's kind of like the crunching the numbers sort of thing. Like the first Grand Slam, it was mental compared to that one, wasn't it? The first one,
200 plus.
it was 200 plus in that Cheers
but
venue.
The first Grand Slam had like 6 months to promote it,
Right.
so that's why. But now every other show we do is just a month.
Aye.
And I've,
Also, do you book that whole show on a month's notice? Like,
Which one?
in terms of promoting it, that show,
Promoted it in
on
a
a month's
month,
notice?
yeah.
That's good going for a fucking month, man. Jesus
all
Christ.
shows only have like, as soon as one show ends, the
You
next
start
one-
the promotion for the next one.
That's it.
Aye.
We never do like. I don't like the idea of promoting like 2 different shows
Mm-hmm.
over 2 different, because I feel like one of them gets forgotten about. Like if we start promoting the October show now, everyone's either going to forget about the one we've got coming up,
Right,
or they're just
yeah.
going to forget about the October one that goes around.
Let me pitch you something off camera. I'll speak to someone about that because I
Yeah.
might be able to help with that.
But no, I think we're very lucky with the IWF when it comes to like the booking and like all the behind the scenes work, because obviously we own it and we make the decisions and all that kind of jazz. But
I like
we've got,
that.
we've got like a creative team,
Mhm.
so like it's not just like where I book all the things and I make all the ideas and everyone has to bow to my
So you actually sit down together and discuss it.
authority. Like we sit on like calls for like 4 hours
Oh,
and
excellent.
we just
Right.
write all the cards up, and it's not like a where I'm not like Vince McMahon where like what I say goes.
It's a lot of back and forth, and
Like it's we debate
Yeah.
and then we eventually come to a
Aye.
what we think is the best thing. Because I always think if you've got one person running everything, the
Yep.
decisions are never going to be right.
Well, you're booking for an audience of
Because
one.
you need opinions
Yeah,
to
agreed.
get the right thing.
Totally agree. Totally
I-
agree.
I've done things really weirdly in the past where I come out after the show and I'll be talking to some of the fans and they'll be giving us their sort of, oh, this is going to happen or that's going to happen. And I've went back to Joe and went, oh, so they're expecting this. So let's make it look like it's going to be this, then
And then
swerve
some. Awesome.
them. And it's kind of like playing into their hands,
But
but
that's good though because it keeps them interested.
Yeah.
If you give them exactly what they're expecting all the time, they're going to get bored.
Yeah.
I think, anyway. I might be wrong, but I think that's the case. Whereas if you, as you say, give them a swerve every now and again, you've got to give them what they want sometimes. That's fair enough. I understand that. But I think if every now and again you go, you were expecting this and then this, you know what I mean? I think that's brilliant. That's what you should be doing. You know, because at the end of the day, I think the thing that keeps wrestling refreshing and fresh in general is when you do keep unexpected. It's like, I tell you the best example I can give you. You know when Brock beat Obafemi in the second match?
yeah.
Nobody expected that.
Yeah.
Especially after the way the first one went. Nobody expected that. And then it happened and everybody kind of went, oh, what the fuck did they do that for? The reason they did it was because of what happened last night.
Yeah.
You know, incidentally, we're recording this on the Sunday following the first night of SummerSlam, so if you're wondering for times, Obafemi beat Brock. If you haven't watched it, tough. But no, they did it for a reason. They planned that because, you know, they did the whole unplanned retirement from Brock Lesnar, and I think they knew full well. Because they've tried to give it the old, we didn't know. You knew.
Yeah.
You knew. You absolutely knew. You wouldn't have planned this third match otherwise. They knew that. But no, I think if you can give fans the unexpected, I think they'll keep coming back because they'll want to see what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, like if they're not right 100% of the time, and if it's not always predictable, the want to be proven wrong.
Absolutely.
Aye,
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
like I've learnt that over the course of the last few years, but in the way we run things, though, like I never ever tell Joe who should be on a show and who
Right.
shouldn't. Like as the trainer, if Joe turns around and says this person isn't ready or that person shouldn't be doing this, that's his decision. Like
fair enough.
I don't get involved.
Fair
I'm
enough.
not qualified enough for that. I just like I pitch in obviously with like the designs and
Yeah.
um
So you're quite a creative person, I take
promo
it.
work,
Yeah.
stories, and if I've got any sort of concerns around how things are being carried throughout the show, like I'll bring that up with Joe, and where Joe like critiques the actual matches,
Right.
and that feedback gets delivered to people if they ask for it. Our trainees just get the feedback anyways.
Yeah.
But you go back to the guys who've been on the show if they want, how did that go? You'll tell them what you think.
Oh yeah, totally.
See, that's great, because I can imagine a lot of...
I'm very honest.
We see that's not a
Very
bad thing, though. I
honest.
think honesty is such an admirable thing, because I reckon, and I haven't experienced this personally, so please don't obviously quote us on this, but I think a lot of people get smoke blown up their arse, even if they've had a shit match. That was great.
I've been in a promotion where people's come backstage and went, oh, was that? And their trainer has went, oh, match of the night. And I'm like
Did you watch something different?
half the crowd's at the toilet. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Like, where there's been matches where I've come backstage and I've went, Joe, what was that like? And he went, you can do better. And I'm like, fair enough. Like,
I'd take
prefer
that. I'd take that
And
on board,
There's
aye.
been matches where I've asked you afterwards and you went, that was shit. And I'm like, cheers, what do I need to work on? This? It's like, no, but like, I prefer that.
I like honesty. I'd rather somebody
Yeah.
told me the truth to my face than lie to me.
Where I've been in like a stinky match before, and then people's like trainees and stuff, oh, that was great. And I'm like, you're just seeing it and make us feel better.
Don't
Like,
smoke
just
with
tell
me.
us the truth.
Yeah.
Spawn's the same. Like, you'll tell him if he's had a poor match.
But I
And
think
he gets the harshest criticism off of everyone.
yeah, but do you not think that's a good thing in the sense that it'll help him?
Oh yeah.
It'll help him improve.
But it's
you know.
also you've got to pick and choose who can take it.
Yeah.
Did
Because
you get people with
I've
egos?
been training now long enough where like I've upset a lot of people by what I've said.
I would
I've
take
had
it.
fully grown men crying on the stairs.
Oh Christ, really?
Because I said the training match was shit.
Shit,
And
really,
I
right?
was and I felt sick watching it. But like I word things in a very arsehole way, but I also
Right.
will pull you aside and I will help you.
While I've got you on camera, this was a great show, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a great show. I don't need to know. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
I'm very harsh.
I don't think that's a
but
bad
because
thing. I
people
really
are very
don't.
harsh to me, so that's just how I'm used to being taught and teaching.
Yeah.
But I will still pull you aside and say, okay, this is what we're doing to fix that. But I've had parents come up to us who are not happy with the way I
Oh, fuck them.
deal with people and.
But can I ask you
All
though,
that kind of stuff.
the criticism and the encouragement you've received, that yes, it might be harsh in the way that it's worded, but has it helped you in a positive way? There you go. So then that can't. Yeah, words might not come as easily to some people in the sense of how they take them and whatnot. At the end of the day, right, I'm of the mentality, and I've always believed this. So anybody who doesn't like this, I don't care. Offence is taken, not given. If I say something you don't like, that's on you. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you're just trying to help someone and you're just trying to offer them a bit of constructive criticism, I mean, yeah, you maybe word it in a way that they don't like. Tough. I'm sorry, but tough. I grew up in a household where you were told you're doing that wrong. Do it right. This is how you do it right. I don't have a problem with that.
I used to be taught, so we used to watch my trainer. I used to sit down with a laptop and watch my matches battles that I'd just had, and like I'd get drilled into like everything. Even to the point where sometimes like if my face looked wrong on my entrance, shut the laptop. I'm not watching that shit.
Wow.
Oh, okay, so we're not watching all the stuff that I thought was really good now. All shit because of that. I was like, okay.
Wow.
So now next show I'm like, okay, now fix your face so we can watch the rest of the match.
Right.
But like, it's very harsh.
It is harsh, but I think it's harsh with a point.
Yeah.
I think if you're harsh for being a dick, for the sake of being a dick, just to upset somebody, then don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no point. There's the old saying, if you've got something nice to say, don't say anything at all. But if they're being harsh, but giving you constructive criticism with it, then what's the problem? I don't have a problem with that.
I think the living, breathing, like, I can't think of the word, but from Joe's training, like being so strict and like telling us how it is. Joe came in and he trained a big group of us. There was about 15, 18 of us when he first come in to train us.
That's a big group of people.
Me and Spawn were the ones that kind of just took it on the chin. We never ever came back at you. We never like told you were wrong. We just went, fair enough.
It's just the best way to do it, I think.
What we'll work on. So we'll work on that. And the grading system, like me and Spawn was always high up on that because we listened. We didn't take offence to anything you said, where there was a good bunch of them that liked the feedback, that took it, and they progressed. And the difference now is the people who can take it and the people who want to improve are wrestling in front of 160 people on a monthly basis. The people who didn't are wrestling for free in front of 10 people.
Yeah, and there's the difference.
There's the difference, and I'll always say that when Joe came in to train us, that's when I progressed as an actual performer, rather than someone who looked like they were off the streets that would just bump.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. That goes back to what you said earlier on. It's not for everyone.
No. Like it was really hard in the other place where I was the trainer because I didn't own the promotion, so I never really had a say in who could train and who couldn't.
Whereas now you've got more of a...
Like, these people came for the door and I'm like, this person physically can't do this because they're going to get hurt.
Fair enough.
I know it's fine for everyone. Everyone should be able to live the dream. Just go teach them how to wrestle. I was like, but these physically can't do this. And another trainee, if I put these two together, one of them's going to get hurt. So now I'm going to have to go with them.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get hurt.
And you don't want that
I'd
either.
rather me get hurt than someone that I'm teaching get hurt.
It's fair
that
enough.
makes me a bad trainer. But like, it's just...
No, that's fair enough.
People need to understand that wrestling's not for everyone.
Yeah.
And
I say, I think it is to a degree, but not being an actual wrestler.
Yeah, because there's a lot of different roles, isn't there?
Well, that's it. Look at me. I've fallen into 3 different ones. 2 that everybody knows about. 3 different... I keep almost putting my foot in it here. I'm really bad at this.
You're doing well.
I've fucked up 3 times. I'm going to have to go through and find them and edit them out, man. But no, I've dropped into a few different roles. Not one of them is me being a wrestler. Do you know what I mean? I've done the podcast and I'm doing the announcing and something else. But not one of them is me being a wrestler. It might involve me having to take a bump in the future. I hope it doesn't, but if it does, it does. You know, I'll come see you for that. But no, I'm involved in a way I never thought was possible. But I'm never going to have a match. I'll tell you that now. I am never going to have a match. I'm only 50 years old. I can't be even thinking about having a match at damn near 50 years old. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I've seen people that's been put in matches like on the shows that I've been on where they've been advised by multiple different trainers, by multiple different talents that this person is, though he's a really nice person, he's a great lad, he shouldn't be in the ring yet. No, it's for everyone. Get in the match. He goes in the match, hurts the person that he's in with, and you think that could have been well avoided.
And they lose 6 months of booking or whatever. Yeah.
There's people where, like, ex-WWE, was sure you faced ex-WWE? Soraya? Paige's mum, right. Soraya. She said that person should never be in a wrestling ring, and that's someone quite high up.
She knows she'll know what you're talking about as well.
And then, as soon as she left the show, that person was then on shows, and you think people need to start listening to...
I agree. If people have got the experience and the knowledge, listen.
People are going to go to a show and they're going to see a really disgusting injury, and no matter what show you go to, you don't want to see that.
Like, touch wood, I've never seen anything really bad. I saw years ago, a guy dislocate his shoulder. That was about, I can't even remember what it was. I think that might have been on like a WCPW show or something like that. It was something, I forget exactly what happened, but the guy busted his shoulder, and you could see straight away he was knackered. His arm just went dead. But that's probably as bad as I've ever seen.
I was going to say, I think the worst I've seen was your
You got dropped on your head?
Oh, I was talking about who I'm not going to name lifted us up and dropped something.
Oh, yeah, so I went
please share this one.
I was at a show, and
Video somewhere.
Joe's this kind of person where you say, do you want to take this move in this match? He's like, well, let's practice it. And I don't know if you practiced that, but it definitely mustn't have looked like that when you practiced it.
But I'm very confident in my own abilities where I think I can keep myself safe.
It was an Impaler DDT.
Oh, God.
So Joe gets lifted up.
But I'm lifted where my legs are like directly
in the air.
Almost like a suplex.
And both my arms are like hooked behind
and
my
he
back.
gets like double hooked and gets dropped on his head.
But he didn't release my arms so I could like pretend.
And me and Spawn's in the crowd. So
did you take the impact on your head?
Yeah.
We're in the crowd, we're going, oh no, is he moving? And I think it was your brother and that. We didn't know them at the time, but they were behind us and they were like panic mode.
Understandable.
And I was like, please move. And then you see like the referee kind of squeeze your hand, you squeeze back. I went, Jesus, thanks.
So were you all right? No.
I think the benefit of being like 8 stone, 9 stone wet is that like kind of takes a lot for us to like break.
I know, but a fucking hell, a head's a head, mate. You know what I mean?
I actually realised how bad it was until I looked at the video and I was like, okay, that looks really bad.
Can you find that and send that to me, please?
That was scary.
Jesus Christ, I need to see that. Fucking hell.
The one was your concussion when you went dizzy and got back in the rumble.
Really bad. There was like a rumble. But
right.
Again, it's a ring full of people that shouldn't be in a ring. And this is why I now hate rumbles. Because I think independent promotions do lots of rumbles because they think everyone likes a Royal Rumble. But like everyone likes a Royal Rumble when it's WWE and there's 30
It's my
people.
favourite event.
And there's 30 people and there's loads of surprises. When it's a bunch of...
That's it. It's the spectacle of it, isn't it?
When it's a bunch of shy people who shouldn't wrestle on their Amazon gear, like you already know it's going to be a rough time. So I was through out the ring, but it was like I was through the bottom, I think. So
yeah,
I was
you were.
eliminated.
Oh, yeah.
And like my head was on the apron.
Right.
Someone threw someone out over to where I am. So their body
landed on you?
my head against the apron. And I was just...
His head just... he's
my.
off the corner of the apron and he goes down.
I just rocked.
And then...
And you're meant to get back in the ring at this point as well?
I did, so I was in the rumble. And
Christ almighty.
I seen it and I went to Spawn. I went, he needs to just go backstage. And he just gets up and he comes back in. And he hands up the guy who was supposed to eliminate me. You need to get rid of his ear. And I'm thinking, what is he doing? And he does like a handspring out of the ring. And I'm thinking...
And this is with turns out to be a concussion.
Oh yeah, I text him afterwards like, how are you? And he didn't answer, so I messaged his partner. Oh, he said he's seen like black dots and he couldn't find his shoes or something. And then
Jesus Christ,
radio silence all night, and I'm thinking,
is he dead?
Is he all right?
Never had a concussion. So
I've had 2.
It's just annoying, more than anything.
It's
Aye.
a fucking brain injury. Jesus fucking Christ! I've never heard of brain injury described as a
My
noise.
biggest film of concussions, right, is that not once been my fault. So
That's fair enough. At least you can take that as a badge of honour.
take that to the grave.
That was a rough one.
I've got video evidence of all of them, so I know they're not my fault.
I'm gonna call this episode "I'm seeing spots wearing my shoes," and that's what I'm not actually joking. I think I might call it that. Although, is that making light of concussions? I probably don't want to do that. Oh, I'll think of something. I need to come up with a funny name. That's fucking mental, that. Jesus Christ. Absolutely crazy. Well, on that note, is there anything else you'd like to say quickly? Because I think we should wrap up. Anything else you want to say to the crowd, to the people watching? To the crowd, nah. To the crowd. We've got a fucking audience. I'm Mickey Mouse over there. Anything else you want to say to follow up?
It's just how, like, obviously it's now after Grand Slam, like,
Plug the pages and everything.
yeah, like, we've had more people join our page as well since then. So Imperial Wrestling Federation will have a group and a page on Facebook. We've got our YouTube and Patreon as well. But I get overwhelmed with, like, being appreciative to everyone that comes. Like, over 160 people there for that show when we're only expecting like 100.
Oh, yeah.
You're nearly double.
Right.
You're nearly double what you expect. And again, I'll always go back to that's not just our booking, that's not just our creative side of things, that's what the talent put in the ring.
Indeed.
And that's what's carried Imperial forward. And the guys who's came on board, they're here to stay. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
there you go.
Yeah, follow IWF. If you're a wrestling promoter, book me 'cause I'm mint.
Agreed. Persona,
I can
fantastic.
make anyone look good. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe it may look good a few times.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for coming on. Thank you for coming on such a short turnaround, John. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe, for coming on. I hope you'll come on again because I've enjoyed this. It's been great. I hope you've had fun. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in and to the crowd apparently. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in to the Wrestling Report. I've been Stephen Fairbairn. Cheers.